Bud thus a réig do gharm bheithe úntach I delafís nu sna meán chiideach. Béidir mar stúrathóir nó léirathóir, agurthóir nó mar cheamradóir. Oscailárachtaí fáil don diplóma I léirú telefíse le Nemeton TV agus Institute Technoliaachta Fortláirge. Bhí cinnte íirtas a dhéanamh inis.
Tá fáilte róg go léir go dtí taspáintas fiche sa haon den diplóma Institute Technoliaachta Fortláirge I léirú telefíse agus na meán, lonathe I Nemeton TV I Gaeltacht na rinne sna déise. You're all most welcome to the premiere of the class of 2021 of Waterford Institute of Technology's Higher Diploma in Television production based in Nemeton TV, Ciarán in Gaeltacht na Néise. Is Misha Moira Sweeney, Stúrthóir an cuasa. Tháinig ar scalári I bhád agus in feadh 8 mí ó Connemara, Gaeltacht Bhúscrí, ón Clár, Blá Clia, Clún Mala, Óhal agus Nói ó Fortláirge. And I applaud this wonderful group of students for their dedication and perseverance in working through such a challenging time. Bhailinn ar muchas ó crí a churanúil go mór dar leictóirí Amharclann, Deaghlán de Fearr, Pála I Uallacháin agus Brian Cantrell, agus de phríomh aimimneach Nemeton TV, Ariel McNamara agus Daoine Nemeton go léir go háirithe. And thank you, Stephen Murphy, for your support, your wonderful support, as always, this evening. We'd like to acknowledge the continuing dedication to our course from Suzanne Denise, Head of the School of Humanities in Waterford Institute of Technology, agus ar geann rinne na Halín, Seamus Dillon. Agus mar ucal scór, Bhailinn buchas mór a ghlacha leis an daithíocht a dtugann údrás na Gaeltachta dar gcúrsa, go háirithe, Eileen de Fearr agus Eoin ó Neachtain, gan an takeíocht seo ní bhog aon cuasa. Juan tanavas na hocht scanán ar fad, tá meascan iontacha idir clár faisnéise agus drama a nacht. Enjoy our wonderful mix of drama and documentary, all subtitled. There are 8 films lasting approximately an hour and 3/4, and please do feel free to comment in the YouTube chat box. So enjoy the next couple of hours.
Cian Ó Ciosóg agus anam dom agus an tanam chlór machlór ná Amharclann na Nína. Form inspiród chun chlór seo a dhéanamh tuis go raibh mé féin ag obair mar techno Amharclann fuair hit an fandéim. Leis an chlór seo bhí mé gurí féic na seach ar saol ibrethóirí an Amharclann ríige is iad ag gaileá leis an fandéim. Bhil an bhuichas a thuairt a gach na thug póirt a chlór seo.
I grí cahar Fortláirge, seasan an tonad starúil Amharclann na ríige. Site mroch na siúra, tá sé mar lár ionad cultúra na háite le glúna anús.
The Theatre Royal is synonymous with Waterford and is referred very much to as the People's Theatre.
Nar hagan tú stacan sa, tigan tú go bhfuil an áitan sa ann le blianta fada, tá star baintlis.
It's generational. It has that real legacy. There's a real sense of ownership that people of Waterford have over this building.
There's probably not a person in Waterford that doesn't have a connection, whether it's a family member or a friend that has been on that stage.
Tá sé Fearr hábhairteach de Amharclann a bheith sa I Fortláirge. Go mór Amharclann leis an clú agus an cáil agus an tradiisiún a thug an Theatre Royal. Nuair smaoinn tú ní féidir leat tradiisiún ná star a agrú ná cinach. Tugann sé le ís, agus nó éigean tar na fálaí mór haimplann sa, tá ís an ada ag an Amharclann sa.
The Theatre Royal, as of 2020, is 235 years old. For many, many reasons, the Theatre Royal has pockets of of different legacies, and so it's deeply, deeply rooted in Waterford in terms of its cultural heritage. It has provided entertainment to the people of Waterford for a very, very, very long time. You might be sitting down in front of, a bank manager looking for a mortgage, and the bank manager asks you where you work, and you say Theatre Royal, and he will then say, I performed on that stage. And so every walk of life has threaded those boards. We have seen every age group, every background looking towards this building as a source of entertainment. And we know that people want to have a reason to walk through its doors.
There's a real sense of ownership of the Theatre Royal by Waterford people. And as I said, that goes back to it being here so long. There's two main sides to my job. One is the management of the facilities, making sure the building is running as it should do. The other side of it then is looking after the shows that kind of come into the building themselves. It's facilitating the acts that come in the door. You become a sound engineer and you become a lighting designer, and now on top of all that we'll also become a cameraman. Almost everything we'll be doing from here will probably be an element of live streaming to it. Whatever discipline you can think of, the Theatre Royal will facilitate. I mean, everyone from Buffalo Bill, Oscar Wilde, Lloyd Webber, they've all actually been on that stage at some point.
Tugan winter for Targa on the Taki, the Gokilla, Tashpontis, the Hagan and so. Tá drú Kangelt, idir an cultúr agus an Theatre Royal and so Bort Lorga. Nor hagdisteach an príomhdóras and so, a strín tú an gná sail go dtí an Amharclann so. Tá mothú speisialte a buint leis an Theatre Royal. Is féidir leat an tradiisiún a bhulla an so. Tá bulla cinnte ag tradiisiún na háite. Ní féidir mé a bhí nú, caithfidh tú teacht an so chun an atmosfér a há in Amharclann, mar seo a nú.
I first appeared on this stage when I was 14. We've been playing around the country, playing different music festivals and recording over the last 5 or 6 years. The music scene is growing, a younger generation of musicians who have kind of come of age to 18, 19 to be able to play in pubs. It's beginning to thrive and there's a lot of really great bands in this town. Theatre Royal is an essential venue for us to have. If you look at the programme and look at all of the acts that come through here, after years of playing around, playing all the small pubs, playing all the festivals, playing around the country, it was great to come, with the lads and play here in this amazing venue. Especially the hometown gig, we've always gotten good support here from Waterford people. It is an old building and it's a part of our town.
Kind of an céadúir bhí mé an so. An céadúir bhí mé ar an stáitse. Bhí buinte gom le Comhghairdeas mór an so an taps the town, agus bhí drú buinte gom leis an Comhghairdeas sin. Bhúmar craobh den Comhghairdeas an so Bort Lorga, scumar aig go dtí an ard craobh I Maileach Líos a Gaeltaí. Thug an taps the town seans don gnálach fécanta, teacht ar an stáitse ar an taobh siodas na Cortíní. Nuair a tháinig mé isteach an so Amharclann nóna, don céadúir le tamil, before an galar fása go Gaoghain. Thosna mí smaoine bhar na daoine gur bheithna gomsa an so, ar bhí mé gobar an so. Bhí mé gobar leis an banistóir stáitse an so, Larry Quinn. Agus is féidir Larry Ishkin de gára ar an Dhonnabháin an stáitse. Suoinim ar na drama fuair bás le déanaí, Des Manahan, fiúháin, agus suoinim ar an dram seo go léir. Is tócha is éigean tá taobh sí an dram seo go léir an sa san Amharclann.
I know that when I was 5, I stood on that stage as part of a school Féile na Scoil performance. I worked here as a stage manager on a show called Happy Birthday Dear Alice, which was a Red Kettle play back in 1995. really the theatre was falling down in those days, it really was. I have memories of almost spending nights in here during that time and lived and breathed the building. As a child, I was brought in to see my father perform on stage. I would have been about 5 at the time, and that's certainly my earliest memory, and I remember it vividly. I remember sitting down here, and I remember watching my father up there. That whole kind of cultural background and memory is huge.
From my earliest memory, the Theatre Royal has been very much a part of my life and my family life. So I grew up here. My father worked here for 25 years as a stage manager. So my first encounter with the theatre was falling out of a lighting box at 4 years old onto the stage in the middle of a panto. I remember in my bedroom wall at one point, although it was painted over, I could see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs through the painting, and it came off a set that my father had brought home. When I started here about 5 years ago, it was a little bit like coming home. I just remember being here, coming down, and actually a lot of my family would have worked here in some capacity, you know, whether it was taking tickets, front of house, box office, you know, whatever over the years, over those times. I only found my way kind of back here about 5-10 years ago. It still feels like home.
You kind of have to be on your top game, and you have to be well prepared for it in here. It's pressure when you have a big venue like the Theatre Royal. You want to know, is there going to be people there? Will we fill it? Will we be able to do it? You know, and will we be able to put on the show to fill that stage? When people are paying to come to a theatre and see a performance, they're going to expect something that's just that little bit better. It's not the same as playing in a pub or a club because people are attentive. It feels closer to a theatre performance because it is in a theatre where people are watching, observing your every move.
Ó bunaíoch an Amharclann breis is 200 bhliain ó shin. Bhí a dúchláin is mó rumpí fós. I míbharta sa bhliain feithe chric pandéim COVID-19 cathair Fort Lauriga. Agus do réir rialacha an dín ghlasáil, bhí Amharclann na Níine a dtíirse a gúna go brach.
Like everybody, when the initial shock came on the 13th of March 2020, that's essentially what it was. It was shock, deep shock, in fact. Once we realised back in March, and particularly as we moved into April last year, and we realised that we had to cancel all of the events, it was working through that shock initially, and then the stress of maintaining positivity amongst the team. Unfortunately, when the situation occurred last year, we had to lay off our team entirely, and that was devastating for the organisation. To operate this building without a team, it's not possible. They are constantly working away in the background.
Nuair a thosnaigh an galar ú fásach seán COVID-19, chuir sé stop le gachra. Stop gach gnéad in Amharclann an sa I Bort Láirge, gach gnéad in Theatre Royal. Agus ní amháin dus an himachtaí bhéir an stáitse seo. Rih gach taispántais nó gach túnslaim an seo, bín clacht an seo gach ile lá, bín technóirí gobar an seo, bín aglaver an radio átúil rivan rod, bín léirves ar nerdíns na fápéir. Chuir sé stop le gach ile gnéad in Amharclann. Nair thug tú staach an sa inniuh, tá sé ciún an sa.
You know, we were supposed to play in here. That was cancelled. The venues are closed, the pubs are closed, where people go for culture and art is in the theatres and in the clubs and pubs. It was a summer of proposed album tour and festival slots and things like that just gone. So it's kind of kicked it another year down the road. It's kind of hard to get everybody motivated when you're not in the room, there's no gig to work towards. It's not the same when you're not playing and gigging.
It was devastating news. I think it means an awful lot to people without them probably thinking about it, you know. It's only when it gets taken away that you kind of go, oh my God, you know, the Theatre Royal is shut down.
Inniu tá spirid na Amharclanne ó Marachtáil trí bhean na sruthanna bio.
The Theatre Royal is a building that is loved. I suppose it's got an enormous legacy in Waterford. And so people still wanted to use it. So artists still wanted to use it. And audiences still wanted reasons to go to the Theatre Royal. What the pandemic has allowed us to do, it's one of the positives out of all of this. It has allowed us to look closer to home. We created an opportunity for artists to come in and record work in here that we could then disseminate out to audiences, thus continuing to engage with audiences. Once we were in receipt of the Arts Council's capacity building fund, we were able to purchase our own equipment. So we did so, and we have purchased cameras and necessary equipment for either live streaming or recording. We lead with the audience forefront in our mind, alongside the artist forefront in our mind, and how can we marry both, and how can we continue to provide opportunities for artists and at the same time reasons for audiences to walk in here. We've created during that time some extraordinary filming opportunities for performers who would never have done that kind of thing, have never performed to empty houses and cameras in the past. It was a challenge for them, an enormous challenge for them, but equally a challenge for our team inside the theatre, because it was all very, very new. And we can now see the potential around that kind of work going forward. And so I see this building working hand in hand with all of those who are creating work locally, which is a very positive move forward.
It's not the real thing, you know, give us a live audience any day of the week, but it's the next best thing that we can do at the moment. We found just before the pandemic, the year before had been one of our busiest years ever. So, I mean, it's a really positive sign of actually people wanting to get out and go to see live music and live theatre. It will come back, and it'll be stronger than ever probably, because I think people will realise just what they've missed. You know, when you take something away is when you really notice that actually that was something we used to love doing. You take it for granted. We just can't wait to see him back.
Cégur cuir an galar seo ó fásaigh seo stop leis an rud. Beidh todhchaí an sever ag an Amharclann an sochaid Bort Big five ag an coiste banistíochta. Big ticédi, galore ticédi all chun the yield. Mar big found gach eile duine teacht arás chuig an Amharclann and so.
I think live theatre, there is nothing quite like it. Theatre is about being here. It's an immersive experience. It's about an audience, and the audience sharing that space with the performers, and you just can't beat it. And until that day comes, we'll just keep doing what we can to keep the theatre ready for it.
Trí Dorchadas na pandéime, daimsigh Amharclann na Ríoga cúis chun a cartaíní a Harington Airde a rís.
No, éicim siar an is ón taobh siode. Féin tú na síocháin ar bon na síán I Gaeltacht agus na cain a há hús an éan san. Swinim an drám a bhí an státe. Is cainam sa rud a dúirlíim clansilum agus dúir siam héine méle é. You're on stage, on a sailshear shul, the lights are in your eyes, and you realise this cannot go on forever. Tuigh derelish. Tige minis cadhí a rág a hain. You're huúin sé machar sáte, mar an Theatre Royal.
What it's been called for years is the People's Theatre. And whether you like that title or not is irrelevant. The fact is, it's true. It is the People's Theatre. It's not mine. It's not that team of 9 people who are currently working. It's not ours. It belongs to literally everybody.
Hi, mi sé Ailish ní Dhonnabháin agus bhálam bhuichas a gháil le mór Sweeney agus Fearr Nebtán go háirithe Amharclann Pála Iúil Cháin agus Deadland de Puir as an daciacht agus an cabhar a dubhach dom agus méid scríomh script seo Comhghairdeas. So bhí sé roinnt na gom scéala chuma faoi ceachtainna an tíal is stíl sais groundbird stócha. Tá an gearcanán faoi air nach bhfuil cuasaí grá ró rathúildó agus atá sais éiver mar go bhfuil a bhthar óg ag pósa ribh féin. So is scéal tradiisiúnta é faoi grá gan chútamh le casa. Chur mé lán óbharisteach in san scanán agus ag scríomh an script seo agus tásúla gom go muintear soltas.
Where? Céir le ceapan sibh?
Dé doch fáin deis an naisiúnála Ciarán.
A dhéarmid. Ná bach leis love. Chálainn.
Can't get you off of my mind. It's been so long that I can't think right. Did I hold you a little too tight? I know things in life are changing.
Fáilte a rás go dtí scéalta le híle. Mis is síle ní gríofa agus beag mé liv don modin. Anis, ábhar an lí. Ag fáil grá lil na pandéma. An bhfuil sé éasca, an bhfuil sé Jackar. Seo shout-out a just nDaoine atá ar chóir an grá. Beag mé caiint le Hamás agus Trina, a tháinig ar chéile a nuirí agus atá post agus Sonas sásta anis. Ach, dús, chluisimid uibhse na héistóí faoi scéalta faoi chéad grá. Tar éis an ábhar an seo, mo grá. Bhuain soltas.
Hi, Crusato.
An nílann se ban céileann seo.
Ban céile? No, an nílann míad ban céile an chorabé so.
Okay.
Hai, chuna státa.
Gomá agus tú féin.
Cé hen bhean, nó Fearr.
Mo fiancé.
Ó gomá, go Grádaigh.
Gur a míle, gur a bíle. Gur a bhí mágat.
Ná an sin, din teafan son. Lovely, gomá.
Sin go hinnta gur bhagad. Slán.
Slán lad.
Nach dúirt me leat an cruniú sin a bhoga. Nach dúirt! Cin fá bhfuil gach duine gur a híal ag dhéanana níos crua, ha?
Lord Asagad.
Rud Cian a Lord Zifrúd.
Slán, gur bhíle. Well, bhfuil tú tar éis seachtar bhean fós.
Bheadh me sin an bris seo le bheith lóháin. Ábhad.
Cén fáil go bhfuil si mar seo? Ní lúm ach go réitoch sibh go deas le chéile.
Well, bheadh an scéal difriúil, dá méid sé fós an seo.
Muna níl sé ben chéile, an féidir am Sonas a ceannacht mar sin.
Éis le Macara. Níos gon cé clé atá gimmart god. Ach ní léon soras ar díal an so ar Caraiste.
An bhla móg sé roiint bés a riomh.
Má habar é sin. Tugadh sé ar eis go leir bés uam an ciadú eile.
Hello. Get the woods in ish.
Tá mé dúnta, tá mé dúnta.
Ach in bíamart, tá sé táhachtach. Tá neart am le ceannach cham.
Look a cara, ní féidir an carú leat. Sin é an saoil. Tá mé dúnta, tá mé dúnta.
Ach ba sé do
Tá
hana.
mé dúnta, go é.
Dúirt me leat an tabhac a cabanéir.
Ní clúgam cad is féidir mé dhéanamh inis. Cad mé an targad ar fad ar an bháine. Ní féidir am íoc as an gcomhartha inis.
Ceallaim duit go méid gachar go brá. Hello. Bhuail amíchas cúrá Seánaí Brín más táile.
Tusa.
Tusa.
Tá tú tuairt bésa ann faoiara.
Díomh is mise Gearóid McNamara agus is as an tolig mé I gúnta an chlár. Dí mé chlár fáisnéise faoi tror Boscadóir óige timpeall 5 mún. Búla mid le Joseph Mannion Ciarán agus Diarmaid de Machar sa chlár seo. Agus dús is tóca bhhaile mo bhuiachas a gáis na leid a bhí páirt sa chlár agus as an ceol den céad sco. Is tóca an fágur mé an chlár seo atá sim mhór a gomsa sa ceol tradiisiúnta agus a bosca ceol mar orlis. Gur míle mág bhd as bheith ag fechan déir lína agus tásúla go bhfuine tú taitneamh as an glár.
Ba Boscadóir anmhór le rá iad Joe Cooley agus Paddy O'Brien, agus dag siad severas ceol iontach ina níag. Sa chlár seo rachmid ar aistir ceol le tror Boscadóir óga, Joseph Mannion Ciarán agus Diarmaid de Machar. Chun fáil amach an bhfuil tionchar ag na sean Boscadóir orthu, agus an bhfuil an sean ceol bosca fós le chlostáil. Búla mid le Joseph ar dús.
Just mé seint an barán ar raibh mé trí, agus bhí mé just cad isteach I gach sa siún a raibh dul ar siú le. Agus an son fuair mé bruntanas nullig nó breithlá ó mam agus dad. Bhí sé ceann beag, Darraigh, an mis go na cín agus pleiste. Agus dogha mé pólcaí ó dad. Agus an son fuair mé ceann eile a rinne dad. Seán má seanathair an bosca ceol chumá. So haon sé in iarlach agus Seán má seanathair an flút nó an pfeift agus há sé a gomp an son taobh Fearr. Seán má burt ar fuarcha chumá. Seán clár an concertín agus Seán lá an fiddle. Bhí tionchar ar na sean Boscadóirí nuair bhí sé ag forbairt mar stíl féin. Stólam I mo tharm féin gach Boscadóir an stíl ó na sean Boscadóirí sin. Tá fí seán iontach, tá Joe Cooley ag seint agus le Desmond Hair. Agus tá Tony McMahon ag a cosa. Agus tá sé just ag fécinn sús go dtí Joe go bhfuil sé dia agus fécinn Danny O'Mahony sús go dtí Tony agus den fécinn mise sús go dtí Danny. Cuid is módas na uirlisí thá sé déanta as aimimid, flút agus bosca ceol chumá. Agus an taobh stig don boscaí thá siad cín Paolo Soprani thá sé déanta as fá, beach. So is even lom aimimid agus ag brú leis. Is fearr faoi ceol tradiisiúnta ná na cáirde cinnte. An cáirde a gom I fud na tír agus cumá an dam cumá. Beidir nach écinn tú go dtí deir an saoir go dtí an saoir ríis a fós beag creachmach agat agus a gcónaí rud éigent caint faoi agus tún páirte seint cumá. Cumá ag cleacht agus beag am iontach a gcuibh. Sin
aspar sa céin mé agus ránach mé an Boscadóir mar bhí né Kelly ag múnig an fadóige agus cas sé an Boscadóir. An seo hilarcans bhín sesiún ceol ar siúil gach dánach agus cédaoin i rihan táirg. Haitan fuam an Boscadóir lom agus bhí fáin orm an uair leis amhlainn. Tá near ceol i mé haileach, seanú má airthar, má ddrifóir agus má bhirte haircha. Ó thaobh má airthar, bhí ceoltóirí iontacha, cais siad le Paddy O'Brien agus Francie Burton. Cúig na sean Boscadóirí go mór i bhaimán. Dowlam mé ó mé Kelly agus dowlam nid ó Paddy O'Brien agus mar sin tá stíl Paddy O'Brien agam agus is even lom páirt na Paddy O'Brien. Chomh maith le sin is even lom Fimbardmhair a stíl agus a páirteanna. Déanam iarracht an stíl sin a chuir trasna. An rud is fearr faoi ceol tradiisiúnta ná an saol sosiálta ag dul go dtí na féilte Mhichíl, Willie Clancy, de Cnocht na Gríthe agus na Phleanna. Bhí mé ceann le nuachta ceol out the gap go minic i Mhichíl chun an chlár. Má bhí mé chun comhairle ó thuairt, Téag chuig sesiún, déan cleachta, bígé a Gaeltacht agus sprint an bus.
Is má bmháthair a thug an Boscadóir dom chiad lá is cuoin an chiad cuoine agam ná dul sú staire agus bhí an Boscadóir ag mo bmháthair agus is baintí an scála an push and draw dom ag an am. Sin an chiad cuoine agam is dócha cén fá hain má hanathair taigur ar dáin an Boscadóir agus hain má hin hanathair néla sa mór an Boscadóir chomá so is dócha go bhfuil tradiisiún sa chlán. Is bleachlíoch má athair agus is as cúléad am a bmháthair so aber an repertoire bhíoch am leaclia agus an repertoire bhí a gúléad tá se anna gefriúil ach is dócha bhí sa picasús meascán an Geoghegan dígur níg agus an son bhíoch mo gur háirachas mo gur fuarachas seann siad ar fadúla siad de friúla so bhíoch sais pert in de friúla a áil mo gom son. Bhí anna thúnchar ag na sean Boscadóirí ar mo stíl. Is tócha an ciad léach a bhí go an áireanna Jackie Daly nuair a chuala é siúd cheapar screibh an stíle bhí ag siúd go háirithe le Séamus cré chuir se do chreirt ar fad. Is doch an son níos déanaí Finbar dwair bhí anna hiún chuig Finbar orm is doch a chúla Finbar ag seinte gnéise go mion minic agus is cuilam sa bheith géistú leis agus ag rá conas go bhfuil an fearr seo ag cuma agus é ar státe. Agus é chó nádúrtha, ní éting é hiiscint mar bhuine óg agus is doch an son meascáin de ceoltóirí ar nás Johnny Connolly, Peter Conlon agus Joe Cooley, sais meascáin bhí mo gánaí dul ó ceann go ceann. Sprálumsa an slí go bhfuil go háirithe le suíomhanna ar nás an ITMA agus ar YouTube go bhfuil tafadán de cheol aber Michael Coleman or James Morrison Hall America in snanéadí dTaithí agus go féidir lumsa éiste le sin inis agus cloisiim an ceol a bhí hainte an amsan agus an difríocht leis an geol inis. Ceapan goil sin anna himúil. Gan áras tá taobh sóisialtán chomad an ceol go gcuirn tú bheithnar roioine eile agus is féidir le socha measca ó thaobh ceolde agus sin gárad tá anna thirfach fin geol. Leanar ag éisteacht le na sean tafad agus na tafad nua chumá éis leis an méid ceolars gur féidir leat peoch amachhaigh sin cad gur má leatsa agus dinda rud féinnig leis an son. Beidir nach bhfuil an caiidán in san tafad cho masan ach ní hé sin catá lerga go tú lerg na rudí bhí arsúla cosúd agus más féile chutí beaga mar sin mar tá méid sin in san geol a bhí an fadó nach bhfuil ann inis agus más féidir leat na rudí sin a fi comachchas tá tú ar an móthir ceart is tóla.
Hi gachtainna, Ceapan ó Grádaigh is anna damsa agus is é Paranormal Gaeltacht mo Gearán. Is scéal beag amadach é faoi burtar agus iad crothú chlár fin Paranormal go TG cahar. Tain si gotí tí taimhseúil chun taimhse tafta. Ach, well, gan mór an eile rá ní hárlíonn sé sin. Just bhí fónarm scéal amadach agus granmhar agus difriúil a crothú agus darlam féin dairg bhain na sin dhéanamh, just bháin buchas rá in hastóir ar fád. Dóní na clás, Ciarán, Eoin agus Donnacha, bhí sibh ar aus. Agus buchas rá le den Fearr na Nimitán TV freisin, Pála, Moira agus Déaglan, bhí sibh ar aus freisin. Agus stress gur mágad a rá na Amharclann agus Tisrathirí. Agus sin é, really, gur mágwibh agus winsoltas. Bye.
Támad ag ruda?
Shit, Brunarm! Fáilte go dtí Paranormal Gaeltacht, Lumsa, Oscar Piles agus Seán Capaill, an príomh chlár sa hÉireann gur an Paranormálacht. Iniu, Hamid sa Ryan, in Gaeltacht na Néise, áta bhfuil clú agus cáil ar orlacht an rarc, an seanachas agus an ceol. Ach, an mú clú as cáil a bheits ar an Ryan I gur taimhsí.
Tá star brónach san áta nó trís na blianta. Le Geoghegan agus
Seán, tá tú ag fearr os fráma.
Shit. Cáthúram fa sin. Le golóir bás agus Geoghegan nó trís na blianta. Dá bhrí sin, tá an áit sa lán de fuinneamh taisú. Aníam an plasma. Ectoplasma.
Le cúpla míonú san is, tá pobl an counter so rá, bhfuil
Sáiltí at.
Sáilte at. Éoin na brónach. Sáiltí at. Éoin na brónach. Agus taise taimhsiúil sa tí tréice seo. Ghlach fearr áitiúil, misnúil, pictúr de éonán aisteach I fanóg an tí, I ruch na híthe an tacht an sicata. Ag fearr an ish, as sé begónín at bhfuil taimhse ggóil chuna beor, as bhfuil sé có solid an freisin.
Ná bí búrtha faoi os, hásaige maidirí an bhaile, bhfuil na spridne a bhad níos solidach na léhananta de bhrí an 5G. Nartíonn sé an ectoplasma.
An 5G?
Yeah.
Nartíonn sé an ectoplasma?
Yeah.
Beidir é, John. Beidir é.
Tá an seannaigh seo trécha ó fuór seanna Ryan bás an ora, tréistó, overdose áilmhór de MDMA a hógant. Iad bhfuil sprid seanna Ryan bocht fós timpeall.
Come on, Seán, a rís.
A lorg an cute bump eile.
Ag lorg an ciad bump den MDMA eile.
Le scéal uafás mar sin, a seans má go bhaid mis fine se láidir míthe seo, ar an ceis táptach seo.
An bhfuil taimhsí Fearr?
Ní oibríonn sé sin, lads, dan a rís sé.
Bhí sé sin ar aus. Ní bhíonn tú riamh sás de bíonn tú gcónaí a Gearóid.
A ná tosaigh, Seán.
OK, meán ihe, tá mí taobhiste de seantí Ryan. Tá mí réig tús a chur leis an fistracán Paranormalta. A Seán, bhfuil tú olaf.
Tá go dainn, Oscar. Tá spirit box agam, chun goch an taimhse a cloisiid. Agus, is go cosrathe, ón espa go Goibín, fearr bhór sé bás san timpistú fásach son ar a jet skis na Bahamas.
Sin Jameson's nach bhfuil?
Jameson's néfa is full of taimhsí é. Comhghairdeas sin, tá Comhghairdeas agam. Má thugam míad ar vampire nó werewolf nó Bigfoot nó ar a beirach eile.
Eoin, you're to dinner varúla sin. Vampires, werewolves. Tá mí seo gur taimhse. Déan banta haig vampires as werewolves leis an amadíoch seo.
Ar agla na hagala?
Is cuma, lads, right gléamh.
Right leis an fistracán. sa chiiste in ish. Atmosphere dúracha trim sa háid seo. Má bhfuil... Cad iad seo? Seo canna beor. Canna scoil canny beor stigan sa. Hí me go raibh an tic seo trécha.
Sinna ar an maintar na háte. Béidir gur an taobh seo le.
Taobh sé I ggóil canny beor. Tá sé sin fucking amadach.
Hey, chur stop leis an dearcha sin. Is blachtarí paranormálteach sin. Cáimid a bheith oscail ar gach féadrach. Anything's possible.
Tá sé possible ghfuil taobh sé éigean a ggóil beor. Agus I githe pizza.
Yeah, man. Béidir nach bhfuil tusa dáirí ar a bhíon paranormálteacht ach tá mise agus tá me chun fistracháin ceart dhéanamh an bhfuil tú lom.
Hán ceart go. Ráid lín leis an fistracháin.
Good man. Chodí sin.
Céisib sé. Garda rats.
Ní ha. Tá mí duine pilód a gur chlár fin paranormálach le títe car. Híoch á Cameron seo.
Is blachtarí na paranormálta sin. Dúirt na daoine á túlainn gur raibh taigse sa tíosa.
Shletib ship. Bhís géad glic mar sinnig na Garda rats dearnach. Ní me gan a reis go mbeadh joy! Bar an boss á rifa.
You're fucking Christ! Fearr!
Oh, y'all.
Be gone, foul beast! Ah! You guard these shit well. Oh, bollocks! Ah!
He's a Christ!
Ní raibh mé chuine leis sin. Ní taobh sé I suppose.
Obviously! Is sitar crackall to the fucking machete bhí ann.
Well, ní ar bhéon ar ágam. Bhí orm a bhéad a thábháil.
Yeah. Gur mína mágad, I suppose.
Chad I enemy le. Machete McGean sa.
An mórdún gléach chu na Gardaigh.
Oh, fucking no. Tá sé fearr a bharú.
Agus féin cosanta bhí gceist.
Ní féin cosanta bhí gceistan sa. Ní mise bhí a bail is tusa. Agus tá bíoní gceistan sa. Ní ra bhéon cadaging a bheith tafa te tic seo.
A raibh sé tastóil, is tí trécé seo.
Cimeád na Gardaigh amachchas sa. Ní hé seo mó céad rodeo.
Céad rodeo? Céard?
Sin scíal eile. Tá mín corpsáid set.
Yeah, an ceart good.
Man, fearr. Iach an beirte going sa. Cáimid ar an leanach chéana.
An beirte going? Put me under Tom.
Cés a fuck é Tom?
Or Cameron.
Oh, Jesus, Tom, you made our rúdach an son.
Cheers.
Sag sus na fála. Yeah, tá blancéad an son. Now tá sin is fearr.
Well, ní mór dún imacht. 1 second. Tom, will tus a fós a taffet?
I'm móchan fucking camera, Tom.
Oh, tá sé bortha fum an ish.
Ní me gan a reis go mbeadh joy! Be gone, foul beast!
Sag sus na fála. I'm móchan fucking camera, Tom.
Mook on fucking camera, Tom. Side suits the fall, Tom. Well, fuck you, Sean. Fuck you, Oscar Fresh, and fucking Bertha good. I've had enough of yous. Hi, Paul and Dún Varú a Thurscú.
Dún Varú? Céard?
The goim glóir faoi Capaill, agus chúla mé trocht Paddy Handley, far mór Capaill I gúnta limní. Rinne beit ag bháil le Paddy, agus a raigling chun scanána dhéanamh. Tháinig Ciarán ó Goibín ar bord mar agurthóir, agus dibriamar le chéile thar na míana se haring, chun an scanán seo ó thuairtí gríoch. Má bhí le buchas das na héana, Paddy, Mary agus Mára. Das na daoine agus na hagraíochtaí a thug Seán agus Griangrafan na dom. Agus dá Éireann an chóirsa, Moira, Mark, Paula, McNamara agus Deaghlán, a thug go leor cúnamhdúing ar an manach. Seo a gcuibh an chlár faisnéise. Capaill is Caraiste.
Sal raibh éon trácht ar bharcíocht Capaill, bhí daoine adamhaint. Sa teanna le tríocht luit ar Capaill agus Caraiste, le ríthe, banríana, uisle agus léachra. Suas cho fada leis an bheithúis, bhí Capaill adamhaint I gcóir taistil, úmpar airí agus Aberferma. Sa bhliain 1970, baníoch an spórt idirnáisiúnta, tá maint Capaill is Caraiste. Ba é Prince Philip a leag amach na chéad rialacha. Bhí sé héin páirteach sa spórt go dtí go raibh sé os ceann ceithre scór. Is fearr é Paddy Handley a bhfuil dúil muirige I do maint Capaill is Caraiste.
I was always interested in driving horses, more so than riding horses. I got interested at a very young age because my father was well able to drive a horse and kept driving horses himself. I'll always remember when I was very small I had an old hunting horse. So I said I might drive him. So I remember my father telling me, he said that horse is a small bit big for that trap. If his heels hit the well of that trap, you're in trouble. But I was lucky. I yoked him kind of out from it a bit, so he was okay. This trap would have been in a lot of houses going back years ago. The governess car it was called. And years ago in the big houses, the governess drove the kids to school, they drove to church with it, all that. But then in later years, then it became kind of a family car.
Bhí sé táchtach mar sin go mbeadh an trap sábháilte do leanaí, chun nach duit é sé machas. Ach dá mbeadh timpis sa go leis, déadach sé umpó bonós ceann, agus déad fás a bheith sáin faoin na bhan. Sin an fá gur léach an focail béarla trap ar.
Always kept horsing, got into a horsing gig from an early age. And I love driving, love going off for a drive. Next thing I got into showing, and I got from showing into competition. I went to Windsor, where it was top of the range show people. I went to Balmoral. I went to all the places where the top showmen showed it. I went to see the proper outfits, the proper harness, the proper gigs.
Chathach gach rud a bheith firfa I gcóir seo. Na Capaill muinte béasach, céim bhachacha, agus an tamánaí dléasta go chuí. Dá mbeadh dá na lámhaoine mé cheart fiú, chail fá Martina. Bhí Mary ban chéile Paddy in éanach leis ag seo na thar lár agus in Éireann.
Hain Windsor go mórlam, mar bhí a lán rudaí le Fishkin Town. Ní hamháin an carriage drive ach rudaí eile comá. Bhí seoan na móra inis limnach an tulach mór balla clia agus sa shráid bhela Comhghairdeas an seo an Capaill mór. Bhí an tamánaí fiistethe go galanta sa fashion seanaimsere, hata ard agus Flavin agus ábrún speisialta. Bhí an bhein gléasta go galanta freisin. Agus, well, ní raibh éon obair le déanamh cé ach sí an sin. Nuair a bhí sé ag Domhan timpeall. Bhí lán ibre le déanamh roimh ré. Heasta going an Caraiste glanna ó bhun Goibín, má bhí éonrad as óard buineach marcanna. Is ena bhí anna grastúil an Capaill, agus nuair atá sé gléasta súsan san uaim glán snasta, agus an Caraiste snasta ó bun Goibín, féachain sé go húntaach.
This is a park drag. It's 1.5 tons in weight. It would have been used for proper gentry houses. There wouldn't be that many ever in Ireland, mostly in England, and it would have been driven with a proper team of 4 horses, mostly matching horses. They call this a drag shoe, going down a steep hill, depending on the horses to hold back the coach. And this drag shoe would be placed beneath the wheel to skeet the wheel down the hill, stop the wheel rolling. If it was a road coach that people paid, it cost you more money to travel inside. It was cheaper to go on the roof. You can put 4 people inside, 12 people on top. Carry 16 people all the time. My favourite carriage would be the road coach, of course, but if I wanted to drive a car, I have a very good sport brake I built specially about 30 years ago. It's a timber vehicle, there's no steel wheels. That's a lovely carriage to drive. That would be one of my favourites. Or the Spider that I'm going to drive today, that one. That's a very nice carriage. This carriage would have been used for driving dressage and the cones. And in the showring, it would be a top of the range carriage with a nice, finely bred pair of horses with a good step. It would be hard to beat in the showring.
Tá seo na Capaill móra I gúnta limní ar bon le breis 60 bliain, agus tá móra Welsh Portachán ó bhí sé na Callínóg.
De bhí críomh canis na hÉireann I Domhan Caraiste ag going I gceapach fuair cúpla bhliain ó shin 2 bhliain I dhiaga céile agus tháinig na slúta duine ó gach áit in éireann chun é eicáil. Ceapim gur súil siar sna hamanna atá caite atá ann.
Is má leis na daoine gur Queen lo an tam sin, is má lo féachaintear. Bhí Capaill agus Caraiste de sort ag gach clown. Agus bhí Capaill ag dul go dtí an Uachtaráin, bhí Capaill ag dul go dtí an Ballamór, bhí Capaill ag dul ar Affran. Sin é an mó teistil a bhí acu.
I 2008 I rás cuasa Hibredáin, bailíoch le chéile 265 Caraiste is Capaill, agus fuineadar áit amach sa Guinness Book of Records. Bhí fáilte ann raibh gach 6 Capaill is Caraiste. Ba é an Golden Vale Driving Club, ceandas na céad clubanna áitiúla sa tír a Gaeltacht. Sa sport, tá ard chaidáin scileanna ag tastáil, ó na Capaill agus ó na Taimhneacha. Bíonn backsteppers ina seasamh ar chúl. Duine amháin ar chéim ard ag tuairt tróracha, agus an duine eile ar chéim íseal ag géirí an Caraiste a chumad cothram.
The first thing you have to do is dressage. Ponies probably go first, then the single horses, then up along the line, and the team would be the last to go on the day always. The next phase then, if it was a 3-day event, it'd be the cross country. And the third phase is the cones. I love the cross country. I love the thrill of driving the 4 across country through rivers and banks and woods, and the harder it is, the better I like it. Yeah, like the challenge. You're driving a team, like your leaders are the first 2 and the wheelers are the second 2. If you're taking a turn, your leaders have to bend around, and your wheelers have actually to go straight for a second.
Tá cumarsáid leis na capaill riachtanach. Comhghairdeas amach is amach atá ann, leis na capaill agus idir na capaill féin. Tá I luaint agus tleachta I gceist, agus ní tharlaíonn sé tharíthe.
Horses will listen to you. Horses will get to know your voice, and they know their names. If you were in a hazard or something like that, you shout at the horse, shout his name. He knows his name. Yeah, they get to know your voice, and they get to know the feel you on the reins. I bought Smokey when he was 2.5-year-old, and I kept him. We done showing, we done everything. His best claim to fame was he was a leader on my team of horses when I was doing a good bit of competition driving, and he was a fabulous leader. He was a fabulous mover, and he in a hazard he just be in the right place at the right time. And I retired him then, and he's out the land since, but he often does a film at the present. He's just nearly coming on to 30 now, he's old.
Maidir le Paddy, buireann sé an tainmh céanna as an Dhamhaint, is do bhain sé an chéad lá riamh.
Hi, is Mr. Seán Dowd agus Táimse an Siúrthóir agus Agarthóir de Siondrom Sonas. Tá Siondrom Sonas scéal gearr faoi mo drathair Kevin, tá Siondrom Down in Kevin agus bhí mé géirí to spáint na rudaí a dhéanann Kevin ó lá go lá na bhealaí ina bhfuil a héal difriúil ó páistí eile agus na bhealaí ina bhfuil sé mar an ggéine. Bhuailm míle buchas a thabhairt chuig gach aine a bhí mar forta is seo. Maar ganid ní ba chlorfáisnéise agamsa. Bhuailm buchas anna mór a thabhairt chuig McNamara fads mo histí agus mu burtar agus Seán agus Kevin. Bhí siad iontu tríd an próisis ar fad. Buchas chuig Moira Mark Teaglin agus gach aine ag Nematong Capaill le Kevin ó Grádaigh a bhí mar port into more than process. Bhuailm míle buchas a thabhairt chuig Payment United a thug agaí iontóg dom le haidh an chlorfáisnéise. Ag an dearad an próisis seo Táimse I géirí aithne an Down a astrú píosa beag agus despáin go daoine nach rud donna é le bheith rugtha le ric duine speisialta. Gur mágah agus tásúlaim go mbeadh fiosibh taitne bhás an chlorfáisnéise. Ó bhí mé féin páise bhí mo histí I géirí go mé muid I gcónaí ag déanamh ar a laghad sport amháin. So dom féin bhí sé an peil agus an sin bhí sé peil Gaeltacht. Ach do Kevin ó bhí sé anna óg thug sé go dtí gach aon sport a bhí sé ábalta a dhéanamh.
He's a very sporty child. He enjoys anything to do with the ball, kicking a ball around. He's happy. He also plays football with a Football for All team in Peamount United, which he loves. When he was born, it was a huge shock to us. We did not know ahead of time that he would have Down syndrome.
Nár óga Kevin ní raibh mé ach upnaíonn d'ís, níor thaigh mé mór ann, tháinig mé ghead arás an ospidéal, bhí mé díreach bhí mé díreach ag fanacht leis an nuach go bhfuair mé dreathar eile. Ach sí sé mé síos agus dúirt sé seo an scéal beidh sé beagání níos máil ná na páistí eile.
Nár rug é ní raibh mé ach goblin díos. Ag an nóid ní suainm faoi ní hagann sé suas go leor.
Ach mar dhearm bhí mé an óg, bhí mé just níor thuig mé an éifeacht amach ar a héal. Ach agus mé á rá é sin níl éifeacht donna ar a héal. Is páiste anna háasta é Kevin agus Tom anna sásta faoi é sin mé féin. So is cum lomsa go bhfuil syndrome Down aige, mar is cum leis faoi é.
I bailach tá sé difriúil ach i bailí eile níl sé, mar fóstéin sé sport mar snámh le daoine gan Down syndrome. Ní cumann sé mar leabhraonn sé agus éimeann sé le daoine gan fáimne nuair atá sé ó.
He just is a little bit behind in learning how to do things, and that was the approach that I always took with him over the years when it came to explaining his Down syndrome to Seán and Seán, that he would do the same as they did, that he would take a little bit longer to do it, and that he was more like them than different.
Tá brathachas mór ágainn lena céile. Ach go háir ré COVID cumas galore an lena céile, mar ní raibh ag dul amach, ní raibh mé féin ag dul godaí an gláiste, bhíonn seáte, ní raibh Seán ag dul godaí scóil. Ach cumas galore an ag siúlsaíos godaí spar. No, ag cabh galore am ag immert clí riomhre. Tá a bhfad níos mó an cáit a gcuin lena céile. Ceim gur ceirigh sé sin linn teach le céile níos mó ná raibh hana. Agus sin ceann duna rudaí maithe is féidir linn tógáil amach as COVID-19.
It's not just ag immert le eis le clí ifriúil mar is bra leis sé. Agus fáin sé an is seach leis agus an sim aige. Imríonn glóráidí leis sin clí riomhrí ar an Xbox an Switch agus imríonn fúsbal ús saire mar tá blogin.
Seán and Seán have a great relationship with Kevin. He's very close to both of them. He has them both wrapped around his little finger. They spend a lot of time with him. I think it has changed them in a way. I think they have grown to be more caring, more thoughtful, and more generous than they possibly would have done if Kevin hadn't been in their lives.
Bhí éifeacht dearfach aige ar mo héal, mar is duine difriúil mé an mórthairmse tá duine níos fearr mar gheall ar Kevin. Agus tá an cadrúh a bhfuil agamsa le Kevin agus a bhfuil ag Seán le Kevin rud speisialta mar gheall ar éagamas. Ba fós cadrúh ionach agus má ag mé féin agus Seán le Kevin. Ach aithríonn an syndrome Down é dúin bhealach chuimhin níos mó anna cáibh leis agus is bhfuair mai sin. Agus tá sé anna dheas le bheith ag feileann faoine sin ó is óig.
We all have an excellent relationship with Kevin. He basically is the heart and soul of the family. Everybody has a very strong relationship with him in their own different ways. From day one, for me, in a hospital, being told out of the blue that he had Down syndrome is kind of like a kick in the stomach, but I very quickly became very protective, and in that few days in the hospital it became kind of me and Kevin against the world. And to a degree it's been like that ever since, because I have to fight for everything. I have to fight for his services, I have to fight for SNAs, I have to fight for other things that other people take for granted in their lives. So we have a close mother-son bond. He's particularly close to his dad though, and they are really good pals. They have great fun and great times together. So yeah, he's very close to all of us. He's the centre of the family. It's not an exaggeration to say.
Well, ach go háir COVID, caitheann Kevin a cuid ama ag imirt cluichí riomhre nó ag cleachta a cuid power taobh mutain tí oscóra. Agus ag sugar lom féin nó sanan. Caitheann sé anna cuid ama ag siúil síos go níon siopa tá is ag gachtainú síos ag an spáir anam inis tain sé síos cominic le a cuid crispy agus suúrá se á.
Tá sé anna mórsach leis an fúsbal orintanta nar caiann sé tá sé díreach in géirí just émart a ríis, so is féidir tá sé an buig an orsid. Nuair táid a gimmar pell taobh muid tá gá pilléir i machchan sin a úsáid muid a ggur cool. Agus de an áhain duine amháin seo agan sin ní maith le ceithna fesa le bheith an Comhghairdeas agus déan an gá daoine eile seátar.
Kevin has been with us on the Football for All programme since the start of it about 4 years ago when he initiated it here at Peavants United. And he brings enthusiasm every week. He's very passionate about his football, and he's full of mischief also. And he wouldn't think twice about putting the ball between your legs and running off, giggling to himself. And he's a pleasure to coach, Kevin, as are all the kids in the group. But Kevin's a good kid.
Hey, he's a nice lad. He'd be one of the older ones in the group, so it's quite a powerful shot. And on the end of the field then, not nice. So yeah, bit of power in the shot. So he's a good lad there.
All the kiddies in this section, they're all treated equally for obvious reasons. So we're in a learning process because of the different ages of the players. But as regards to enjoyment, they definitely love coming up here.
I've been doing the Football for All programme for about 3 years now, and we always get up all different kids, and it's nice to see them because they're always coming up with like smiles on their faces, ready to like meet new friends and stuff.
The difference in the children, their development, it's just unbelievable. You have to be here to see it. It's happening right in front of your eyes. And the parents will come and tell you that, but they don't need to tell you, you can see it yourself.
The Football for All programme was initiated by the FAI a number of years ago, and Seamus Coleman is the ambassador for the FAI for the Football for All programme. He gave us a bag of footballs, some cones, and we set out the words, and 4 years later here we are standing on a customised football pitch with 20 plus kids in the group. And I like to think everybody leaves here every Saturday in better form than when they came here, and hopefully they can sleep better that night when they get home because they're knackered from running around the pitch for an hour and a half.
I've done quite a bit of charity work. I'm involved with Down Syndrome Dublin, so there's fundraising element to that, and there's a lot of time involved in volunteering with the Dublin branch committee. A couple of years ago, along with Kevin's dad, John, organised Stars in Their Eyes event down in a pub in Drimna, in Eleanor's in Drimna. which was basically a talent competition with the regulars in the pub, and they were 4 fantastic nights. There was a huge amount of support from the staff and the regulars in the pub, and we raised a lot of money. So hopefully we will be able to do it again in the future.
Okay, and on to the red.
Kevin's dad, John, has also done a skydive in aid of Down Syndrome Ireland, which I would never in my life do. But he raised a lot of money for that as well, a couple of €1,000 as far as I remember. And it took some bravery to jump out of a small plane for the first time.
Yeah! You're a bad winner.
Yeah, you bet. Kevin is very involved in the Special Olympics, so he plays basketball on a Saturday morning, and now he does it remotely through Zoom. And he also swims. He loves swimming, so he's won a medal in that already. So he'll stick with that for a while, I think.
Tá roiint beann aige le an snámh agus tásúlagum go mbeidh sé sna Olympicí speisialta nuair bhfuil sé ní sinne má bhfuil sé don cisfeil an slámh nó an pell is féidir leis sé rudí aanamh.
Ceapan nuair tá COVID thart tá sé chun bheith a géirí dul aiscadaí a pell agus cisfeil snámh scapad. Agus bhéidir rockmid haar lear nó rud éigean nó síos go dtí chun é chlór. Agus bheith non dógadí áitina eile chun suga mar panfan jumpstone sa Liffey Valley. Tá caravan agan síos chun é chlór agus is sprála Kevinné tá trá ann in aice leis an burn agus gach bliain caithfidh seachtain a go síos an sin. Tá go leor rudaí timpeall an counter mar shampla tá Fearr nar táún an tuairt an Amhí agus orintanta rachan séan sin. Ceapan go suintear go Down syndrome níos asa Dowd ná tá sé agus tá sé fósan an fáin seanscoil hí na dáltaí eile an deas agus bhí sé an cardú le. Agus fós leabharíonn sé le cúpla denna dáltaí an scoil sin ribh bhog sé dtí óneo. Trí COVID bhí sé caint le NSNA Brenda trí Zoom ar físeán agus cúpla an carde.
Tá sé scanrúil ar dús tu méid sin ach nuair tar éis 30 bliain inis níl éon rud ar astráim mé. Ní ceapan go dhéanfaí aine eile má chláán é mar ní bheidh sé mar an páiste céine tar éis sé go léir. Fécinn an cuid is mó don Down ar rudí cosúla syndrome Down mar rud éigean donna agus rud éigean ar cóir do daoine a bheith trua don chláán faoi nuair cluiseann siad an nuach sin. Ach I mo tharm sé féin níor cóirde ar bit.
Hi, it's Mr. Geoghegan, Stúrthóir, Scríbhneoir, Aisteoir, Agrathóir, an Dreapadóir. Tá an Dreapadóir faoi Fearr a cholíonn gachrod a bhí aige agus ar nóíocha dTaithí. Bháil an buchas a ghlacha le Nematán TV, WIT, Maurice Sweeney, Paula ní Uallachán, Deglan de Puir, Amharclann, agus ar nóí na haisteoirí, mé féin, agus McNamara. Bháil an buchas a ghlacha le mo chláin agus mo chuid chorta, agus ar nóí an léireachóir, Máire ní Dhonnabháin. Tá súlám go manaisib soltas, gur míle maith.
What did you buy in Lidl, Pat?
I bought a wheelie tray thingy, Joe, for visitors, you know, to put tea and biscuits on. I can't remember, was it Aldi or Lidl, Joe?
Sure. And do you get many visitors then, Pat?
No, not really, Joe.
Right.
I don't really know what to do, Joe, you know. Fuck!
Cad a chomí ceart láta?
Tá má chais gartaí. Tá má cepa goil doctor ag testal weim.
Sgusúil go bhfuil. Smálam de outfit.
Bhfuil doctor hart a bhfuil?
Well, cean smála beag all right, yeah?
McDonald me ham an cheese.
Well, sin cearmid ar thar. Tá sé san Astráil faoi láthair. Big mé an who a thuir tíos.
Okay. Okay.
Seo, clúdig do hón sús le seo.
Dry robe. Mágad.
Fiber bit. Like, cad a bhí tú ag déanamh? Cá bhfuil do chuid é dí?
Ní chu am an rire.
Right.
Dog bheith me ag a sépil.
Huh?
I mean, Kifannach, Rashina Frisha Suslam, Shach the river friggin' banish, you know? Fuck's sake, Jill.
Whoa. So dog she who wear an altar? Oh my god. And will tus okay, and will?
I'm a fucking alcoholic. I need help.
Cider?
Come on. Get down with heart.
Angie. Angela. Angie.
It's Bishop Jack, Angie.
Hey, Jack.
Wait, do not Muhammad a while, Angie.
Cad faoi an dTaithí.
Be me Dowd. Dan is muna doctor ag testal wem.
Bhí Colleen ag an scoil arálam, go bhfuil col cethir cé mostin. Agus go bhfuil aithne céir Colleen ann agus sa bála máthra athair fethe 3 uair. Athair gur alcoholic a bhí an tathair.
Jesus.
So, how tú lucky ar bhealach?
Cé chuú má lucky?
Well, níl tú marmh. Agus, há láthair psychiatric prison hospital in New York áit éigean. Beidh sé an go dtí deire an saoil? Probably. Níl driver's license agam, by the way.
My cepa sin all right.
Is Mr. sé Noonan, agus táim mar stúrthóir agus mar léamhthóir an gláthfort níos Seán, ag le dTaithí a Domhan níos fearr. Gwna me gwelga agus na mewn, I fel nas na hwnnw fan smol, I limnog, agus hahen yn tawn, a ma yma I ffwrw ffisian gymolym, agus mar sy'n, sa'ch me lenwn, te maig, ne me schillen a gyfawagta a cymadwagta a awfod. Agus sy'n ffwrws a hanig me, yn gwrs y siw I gwrt laika. Ta'n ffyr weekers, yn desha hwf, mae hys mahofi dwm, tak fan sio, cohabeha, syflin sio. Ta ffys y gwm, pan mae hyn wym, ond cwrs a agus yn oed, ac ta'n mynd nhw gymor, na ceir dy ta'n moch rhwm. Sio, eich na dTaithí a Dowd Níos Fearr. Ta sŵl y hwm, gyda'r noed le fe.
Is mis Ciarán Noonan, tá mé I mo chónaí in effin paráiste beag I gúnda limní le Amharclann agus arbhadra Cindy. Tá beirt mac fásta going, is roní mé I munscoil átúil.
Is mis Moira Sweeney, tá mo chónaí an seás na Capaill I Gaeltacht le Amharclann agus tá muid anna hásta an seo mar tá muid in aice leis an airige.
I feel the climate crisis affects us all in many ways. The air we breathe isn't as clean as it might have been before. Birds and bees are affected. Bees are getting scarce. People are getting sick. You know, we're beginning to see extremes in weather. We have drought, flooding, storms, etc. That can't be good.
Tá trí híomh againn le fuinneoga agus céilte sin bhfuil gríon an gréadach teachtasteach an lár fad agus tá ar build ar bhád ní séire mar sin mar stoppam muid agus áid an teas I mí Marta agus ní gádan é chur ar siúil a rééis go dtí mí na saona. Tá panel againn agus céilte sin bhfuil dúabhad do char electric a chur isteach agus an cainre a chur siúil an sin so tá sé sin Fearr hábhata posta.
My family live in an older built house. It was built in the last century and we extended the house and modernised it. We have insulation all around. We have PVC windows and doors. We try to be as environmentally friendly as we can. All our light fittings are modern and energy efficient. We recycle all our glass, plastic, cans, you name it, cardboard. Our bin collection is on Mondays every 2 weeks, but they don't take glass. So we go to our local recycling centre in the next parish with our glass recycling. If we have things that are too big or electrical items, we take them to our bring centre in Kilmallock. It's 10 minutes away.
Ceann na rudaí is éisce dá dhaoine ná brúscar difriúil a chamad, recyclable, compostable, go ná brúscar, agus denimiid é sin in our jig, so tá sé sin Fearr éisce.
Is bralum a bheith an mhuir frin spéir éanam is féidirlam. Cuireann sé áthas orm na bláthanna ag gáil ag fásta Gardaigh. Tá crann úl agus peoraí againn agus tá sé gur des a bheith ábalta torthaí a bhaint as tú san óir. Mar a dúirt me tá madra againn an seo agus bhím amach ar hiúlódaí le go minic. Feicim go bhfuil golóir brúscar caite ar thaobh na bóithre. Seoir a thug inspirádum a bheith páirteach leis an grúpa Glanna Suas. We take part in the Team Limerick clean-up every year on Good Friday. It's organised by Limerick County Council and the local parishes all get involved. We'd have a good group of people that wouldn't normally help on a weekly basis. They'd all show up for the big clean-up. You know, there's pride in children when they see what their hard work is after achieving on the clean-up day. That makes them proud adults and they're going to keep that up. They're never going to dump out the window of their car. Is malum copan te. Déanamon te as deloga te shakas mali te. Mohim gwil blas Níos Fearr nora usadum na deloga. Tá microplastics biog sna málaí té uanta agus níl sé sin go des tá sé go donna don sláinte agus an timpplacht.
An rud is measa domsa ná daoine a gúsáid budéil plastica. Is fuaile mé sin. Tá sin Fearr jaacrann le seo glasraí nó turthaí mar hampla áil gan go leor plastic orthu. So sin an fág a héim go dtí siopaí organic mas féidir agus cumadam málaí a gcónaí so nuair hamadal siopa Dreapadóir is féidir an stipa chur ilma málaí so níl a gúsáid plastic.
When I go shopping, I always take my own shopping bags for my groceries, and I would buy fresh and loose produce such as bananas, apples, oranges. I don't buy those in packaging. I don't like the idea of it. It's a waste and we all need to do our best. For people who would like to be more environmentally friendly in their homes, I believe in starting with the small things. Include the children, teach them when they're young. It will make it easier for them when they are adults themselves. Teach them to turn off the lights when they're not in the room. Teach them to do the laundry when you have a full load.
Má tá Dreapadóir seo dhéanamh agus tá siad, costaíonn sé agus an féidir le gaci in dhéanamh, but tá solar panels anna úsáideach. Cílann sé sin go bhfuil biscuit agat an saoir ar fad. Ó béidir mí abran mí bháltainna go dtí mí na saona. Rud amháin anna uisce le déanamh idir hiag ná tá thermometer a bhain in ach seomra agus má héin an teas níos airde ná 80 staire agus 22 staire stopan an teas. So tá sé sin Fearr energy efficient mar deirtar.
People are very aware of the importance of change. Children are taking great interest in it. It's being taught to them in schools. They're much more environmentally friendly than a lot of the adults that we meet.
Tá rialacha a gahrú, tá troircha nua teachtas teach. Ima chuideagra mar hampla caiimiid a bheith Fearr cuair amach ní cadagan plastic hortas teachadí an organah úsáideimiid recyclable a gcónaí. Rudí anna gan úsach mar sin ach tá gach cólacht sa tír a géirí a bheith níos cuairimí agus níos fearr.
Hello, an líomhann sin fi lear. Báilm leart lehí faoi Comhghairdeas siúil leis an tionscadal fi lear.
Shopkeepers maybe to cut down on their packaging and their waste and try to be as efficient as they can about cardboard and plastic. It would certainly help the customer when they get the product home. They have less packaging to dispose of. We're probably going to have more environmentally friendly cars. The fuel that we're burning will all have to change. There was a lot of fuel burned that wasn't environmentally friendly in the past.
Measam go bhfuil sé tábhachtach don rialtas, deontas a thuirt do daoine nó deisina deontas a áil mar hampla solar panel a chuiristeach nó insulation níos fearr chuiristeach de cheach. Tá sé tábhachtach go bhfuil na troircha an sin ó ná rialtas. Tá sé tábhachtach go bhfuil na deontas an sin an cabhar thuirt dóin. Bhí sé crua an bbliana a bhí agan le COVID agus an pandemic ach tá an air is deis agan sa Dowd le blianta inis. Tá an carbon footprint is ísle a bhí agan le blianta inis. Tá spáinne sé go bhfuil muid abalda an air a glanna. Tá gachrod tábhachtach go hagan gachrod le chéile na troircha agus na deontas agus an inspiráid ó daoine timpeall na Downa be muid go bra.
Mar a deir an seanachil ní neart go cóir le chéile.
Bhfuil tusa réig do gharm bheithe úntach I delafís nó sna meán chiideach. Béidir mar stúrathóir nó léirathóir, eagarthóir nó mar cheamradóir. Os go láireachtaí fáil don diplóma I léirú telefíse le Nemeton TV agus Institute Technoliaachta Fort Láirge. Bhí cinnte íirtas a dhéanamh inis.